Hey! Oh, man, y'all must be pissed. Come all the way over here and the locals end up doing all the shooting for you, huh?
Business as usual.
No. Outside.
What's the word, Captain?
We've got actionable intel on their location. These are the people that cost us our men, gentlemen. 0530, we finish this.
Locals did all the shooting my ass.
Business as usual, brother.
As far as the world's concerned, this crisis is over. But we all know we're not quite done here. We've picked up a line on the remaining Ravens Rock leadership. They're at a compound in the countryside, but not for long. Sounds like this is a final meetup before they scatter. Make no mistake, we lose them now and they're in the wind forever. And you can bet they've got a serious plan B. They started this with a bomb that took the lives of our men. And now we're gonna end it. On our terms. This one's official, and officially off the record. Infiltrate the compound, take out your targets. No loose ends.
What's up, everyone? Sinistrand01 back at you with more Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. This is the final mission. That is right, we are ready to end this. The mission name is Shattered Mountain. Objectives are to eliminate Ravens Rock leadership. That's right, this is the big one. We are going to be finishing up the game. This is an after-the-fact commentary, but I will be commentating throughout the whole thing. I decided to end this stuff with a bang and just pretty much have shitloads of fun. You know, obviously going for all of the objectives, all of the challenges. First one up is the weapon challenges. Very easy. Make 5 consecutive kills on unalerted enemies using a PDR. That's not going to be a problem. Tactical challenges, though. Oh yeah, this is where it's at. So on elite difficulty, reach the swamp without being detected. Countdown, kill all the high-value targets in the farm area in 3 seconds or less. And the last one, intercept the 2 fleeing high-value targets in under 6 minutes. So these are not going to be easy, but let me tell you, they are going to be fun. As you can see, we only have one mission left to complete our Ghost Challenge, I guess. And then I didn't even actually know it, but there's also another challenge, which is the Elite Challenge. And we only have one more mission to complete that. So it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. I cannot wait to go into this and show you guys how I like to play. Let's do it.
You closed the circle, gentlemen. The files from the aquarium confirm Ravens Rock orchestrated the gun-running ring as part of a campaign to destabilize conflict zones. The phosphorus bomb in our squad? To them, it was just collateral damage. Much more to us. At least now we've got some answers.
Take a silenced ACR kitted out with a hollow magnifier optic and heartbeat sensor, and you'll be able to pick out targets before they know you're there. I'd also take an M12 full auto shotgun for close work, just in case. Watch yourself, boys, and happy hunting.
Alright, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit, or should I say the final part of the Gunsmith and all that stuff. I do want to change up a few things here. This is our last mission, so we're going to go in guns a-blazing, but at the same time, we're going to keep the stealthiness, complete all the challenges, and I don't want to use any of the weapons that I've used before. So I have a brand new A91, and I go ahead and decide to use that since we haven't used it yet, and you guys can see, really, I mean, what I've noticed from playing this game is pretty much all the weapons are equally alike. I've really never noticed anything different. Maybe it's just because I'm not paying attention to it whenever... See, there's two types of play in this game. There's stealth, and then there's just the action all around shooting. Now, when I'm shooting, you know, I'm popping here and there. I'm using my teammates. A lot of people didn't like the fact that I used my teammates a lot. Well, let's be honest, guys. This is a game where you actually get to use your teammates for once. I mean, most games that give you a squad, they might let you move them around, they might let you do this, do that, but they do not let you be able to mark and execute the enemies using your own teammates. This is the perfect, I love it because of it. I can actually not just rely on myself, but I can rely on my battle buddies as well, and I think that that adds more to the game. So for you guys out there that just want me to shoot everybody, sorry, that's just not what I'm going to do. That's not tactical. That's not how you're going to do it. Now, granted, we had that one mission where it was, you know, just myself. I think it was called Gallant Thief or whatever it was. That was fun. That was all me. No teammates. But for all the other missions, you got teammates. Use them, okay? Use them to your advantage. And I recommend don't just try to go out there and do everything yourself. As far as challenges and all that kind of stuff go, using your teammates is going to help you complete those challenges. Because if you haven't noticed, the teammates cannot get caught. I mean, no matter what they're doing, they're always stealthy, even if they're like right out in front of, which I've seen this a few times, and I'm sure you guys have too, where they're actually just, you know, run right by an enemy. I mean, they'll be cloaked and everything, but they'll run right by an enemy, and they won't be able to see them. Granted, that's probably not, you know, realistic, but still, it's the fact that use your teammates because they will always remain unstealthy unless you do something to change that. So, enough of the boring or whatever. As you can see, if you've been watching this, I decided to do a little callback to the old Ghost Recon games, and for my A91, I used the Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter paint, and I'm also going to do that for my secondary weapon as well. I'll use the Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2 paint, just because I was like, you know what, this is the last mission in this Ghost Recon game, and I might as well kind of just give a little shout out to my fellow Ghost Reconers that didn't make it, obviously, from the beginning of the game in the prologue where they all four died. Now, I didn't really know the names of everybody in the Ghost Recon games. I guess the only really one that I remember is Scott Mitchell, and he hasn't even been in this game whatsoever. So all the other ones, like Ramirez, I think it was, and the other ones, I remember them very slightly, but therefore I wasn't as connected. With these guys, I really felt that I got connected with everybody. I love the little kind of interludes that went into the story a little bit, and kind of how these guys have hearts too, you know. You saw a couple of scenes, whatever, where some Marines were pissing them off about children and killing civilians and things like that. It's just like, you know, you got to remember that soldiers, you know, have families, they have hearts too. So I love how this game kind of just gives you a little bit more than it should, you know. So we're going to go ahead and go with, I believe, frag grenades and sensors. Since this is the last mission, we're going to go all out. I don't think there's any reason to use incendiary or EMPs on this. There's a lot of opportunities to be stealthy. Pretty much the whole first half of the whole thing is going to be nothing but stealth. So what do you say we get into this and start kicking some fucking ass?
Pull off the road. We'll park it here.
Ditch that. Time to flip the switch, gentlemen. We all set?
Let's go to work.
Overlord, hunters on site.
Copy, Hunter. We'll update names and pictures of your targets. These are the heads of the Hydra, gentlemen. Cut them off.
Understood.
Kim, how much time we got till they take off? They're not traveling together, but I guess not much. Be quick.
Alright, so the first thing up is we're going to be completing our weapon challenge. Not very hard to do. We just need to shoot 5 unalerted enemies in a row using our PDR. So every time I try to mark somebody, I definitely want to take him out, one of them at least, myself, so I can rack this weapon challenge up really quick. Now make sure you don't fire on these guys before this truck goes by, or you're going to get spotted and you're going to ruin the challenge not to be detected before you get to the swamp. Alright, so we have 1 shot now with the PDR, and we're going to be able to keep going. We just need 4 more to go, as you can see. very easy challenge to do as far as the weapon challenge goes. So that's why I did it. Normally I don't usually complete the weapons challenge depending on
slip that checkpoint.
the difficulty, but I go ahead and take it out just because, well, it's not that hard, and I wanted to complete everything that I could in this final mission here. So we got 4 enemies up ahead. You want to watch out for the guy that's sniping up on the far right. You could just barely see him in the electrovision, so you just make sure you watch out for that guy.
Ready. Do it.
Now, of course, all this is simple and basic. You guys know, you've seen this before. You can pretty much get through this area right here without any problems. It's just where it gets kind of a little bit more difficult. You got to think a little bit more up ahead. But let me tell you, it's fun, and it's going to be amazing. There's definitely a lot of stealth, as I said, in the beginning parts of this, should I say this whole first video. Then it's pretty much all action afterwards, so it'll be fun.
Overlord, we're in.
Roger, Hunter. We cracked their comm relay. We'll patch you into the radio traffic. Might give you an advantage.
Kozak, that's you. Let us know if you hear anything important.
You got it. This is a deniable operation. We're cutting transmission. You're on your own from here. Find your targets. We'll see you at the rally.
Again, like I said, always try to take out one of the targets yourself. That way you can rack up these 5 kills super fast.
Hunter out.
I've got targets. Looks like 3. Straight ahead. On your shot.
Go.
Alright, so we only need 2 more. And it just so happens that we can get these 2 when we get to this first kind of high-value target guy right up here.
He's got a buddy. There's 2 of them.
Now there's a total of 5 enemies in this area. You got 2 that show on this left side here.
Mark 2.
And there is 1 behind the building, as well as 1 on the right. And of course the general, which is in the actual building itself.
Ready to fire.
Many different ways that you can do this, but obviously, as you can see, we can't take out the guy that's in the back, so you kind of want to make your way around.
Another one. Live machine gunner. Check 9 o'clock.
And don't forget about the general. He's in there. He can obviously see you if you're not trying to remain as stealthy as possible.
There's another one. Straight. Kill confirmed.
Alright, so I went ahead and took this guy out because it looks like nobody's looking around. We can take him out easy, and then we can worry about the other 3 guys. We can actually mark the general with these 4, and we can take them all 4 out at the same time.
Get back, they're about to spot you. Ammo active. Standing by.
Confirmed target Thunder. KIA.
Alright, there we go. Weapon challenge completed. Now it's on to the tactical challenges. Which obviously the first one is on elite difficulty to get to the swamp without being alerted, which we're doing pretty good so far, so let's see if we can keep it up. This is where it starts to get really challenging.
Sounds promising.
And I really recommend trying to stick as close to what I do as possible, but you can always find your own ways.
Got positive ID on Grigoriev.
But I found this way to be kind of the best way not to get caught.
Machine guns.
Where at?
Нужно было просто бежать, а ты возомнил себя крутым.
Drone deployed.
Посмотри, до чего это тебя довело.
We've got 4 more.
2 marked. That's 3. 4th target.
1 with the light potent for your shot.
Дай ему немного.
On your shot. There's another hostile. In the window.
We got some contact. Looks like dead ahead. He's got a shotgun.
As you can see, there are a lot of enemies in this area, so we're going to have to do this very tactically. So, of course, you know, with any Ghost Recon game, it's all about what they see. If the enemy is not looking in the direction where you kill somebody, they're obviously not going to see it until they turn around and look in that direction. So these first 4 guys over here, we can take them out without worrying about pretty much anybody. Everybody else is too far away or they can't see because of the building. So you definitely want to take out those 4 first. There's only 1 guy that patrols near a window on the far left of what you're looking at right now, so he's the only one that you really got to worry about. But if you can kill those 2 guys where they're just standing right there, that was in front of the window,
you're about to get
good to go. So now we need to kill everybody that's pretty much on the outside of the buildings before we can do anything on the inside. Now, granted, you might be able to take out the inside before you even take out the outside, since obviously there's inside, you know, maybe people aren't looking in. But there are guards that kind of patrol and look through the windows and kind of go in and out of the farm. So you want to make sure you probably do it the way that I'm doing it now. Now, since there are 5 guys out here, you're going to need to take out 4 of them and then do a fast shot on the 5th guy. But you also got to watch out to make sure one of the guys over there do not see any of these bodies, and it can get kind of tricky. So we're going to try to do this.
Standing by. Target down. Got it.
Alright, usually I always get a little nervous right here, and luckily, you know, nothing kind of went off. But see, we got the general up here, right?
For your shot.
And there was one thing I didn't realize. The general actually moves towards a little window. You can see it on the top of the barn. He's actually going to move towards a window, and he's going to see some of the dead bodies out there. Now, because of that, the good thing is, as you can see right there, what happened. The good thing about that was the fact that I had marked the 3 enemies on top instead of the ones on the bottom, which made it possible, as soon as he detected the body, of course, my ghosts, they take them out as soon as possible, and no alerts are kind of going off. We're still good. I was actually kind of afraid that something went wrong there, but all in all, it actually turned out for the best. I was still able to kill the last 2 guys, and everybody was dead. And I think that general needed to die. I wish I could have saved the civilian that was in there first, but really, I mean, there's just not enough time to save that guy with all the enemies that are around. So while I got a minute, I want to thank you guys for watching this Ghost Recon playthrough of mine. It's been great. I had so much fun. And I know it took like 2 weeks to complete. I'm sorry for that. Don't worry. We've got more coming up real soon. More Splinter Cell coming up on the way as well.
What are they saying?
Checking into one of the security teams. No answer. They're securing their position. Might have more of a fight up ahead. And they're going to evac a group in a few minutes.
Understood. Keep it moving.
Okay, so up ahead it's going to get a little bit more difficult. We've got 3 targets to take out up ahead, and we got to do it in under 3 seconds. So I find this to be the best strategy to do. If you guys can find a better way, please let me know. It was actually, this was probably one of the funnest parts in this mission right here. And yeah, let's do it.
Camo going up. Take it slow, keep it quiet. Don't give them any more reason to run.
So since we have a time limit on this, you got to kind of react fairly quickly. Now, you've got 5 minutes, so 5 minutes is a lot of time to complete this objective. But you got to think about how many enemies are actually in the area. There's a good amount of enemies in here that you got to take out, plus the 3 high-value targets. So eliminate everybody that you can, and then take out the 3 targets. That's at least my goal.
Open fire.
So we got the single loner guy over there, then we can take out these 3 here. Actually, there's 4, yeah. But you definitely want to wait until the truck has passed.
On your shot.
And boom goes the dynamite. So now we've got the guys eliminated that are on the outside. So now it's everybody that's on the inside. I definitely recommend throwing a couple of sensors out there so you can find out where everybody is without having to worry and really take your time.
9 o'clock. They're looking your way. Watch it.
Now by this point I've played a lot of Ghost Recon, Future Soldier, and I'm really good with the controls. I know what everything does. So
Where do you see him?
I would imagine I would have probably had some trouble with this in the beginning of the game, because that's when you're not used to the controls. So it gets a lot easier the more you play. Even when you haven't done a mission before, you don't know what's going to happen. You just kind of like, you go with the flow, you feel it, and just kind of like clings together.
Got another one here.
So I'm taking my time with this guy right here just because of the fact I want him further away from anyone else. It's usually if there's a certain distance amount between the enemies, they're not going to see when one of them dies. So get them as far away from the others as possible.
Got another one. He's got an LMG.
Do it.
Alright, so now we can worry about the guys on the outside here.
Sensor out. Svedishov is confirmed.
Alright, so we don't want to take him out yet. We want to take everybody else that's around him out. As you can see, there's also a guy inside the helicopter. But I don't recommend taking him out, because if you do, then they're obviously going to know that the helicopter can't take off and you could get caught. But the trick here is, obviously, if we took out these guys right now, since the general is still in the back, he will be able to see if any of them die.
You're gonna get spotted.
So I recommend waiting until he gets closer to the helicopter. That way his back is turned against the enemies that die, and you won't have any worries.
Sensor deployed.
I just want to make sure there's nobody else on the far side.
Fire.
Alright, so we're good to go. Now we can actually mark our 3 targets so we can finally take them out. We only have 2 though, so we still need to find the other one. So go ahead and throw another sensor grenade. That way we can obviously find out where he is.
Ready to fire.
Ready. Marking number 4.
Now make sure you pay attention, because there are 2 more enemies that you can't get to at this point. The good thing is though, they're farther enough away to where they're not going to be a problem. But it's still safe to say that it's best to get them as far away as possible. So since I have a minute and 30 seconds left, obviously, I still got time. And we only need to kill the high-value targets in 3 seconds, which means if you mark the high-value targets at once, you automatically get this challenge.
Ready to fire. Standing by.
That's fire.
And there you have it. Now we just got these last 2 over here.
2 targets marked.
Say when. Set to fire.
When?
Open fire.
Yeah, alright. So we have secured this area.
Reloading.
Or have we? Translation, what is this shit? The shit just hit the fan.
Team inbound.
Cole's in on me. We'll meet him head on.
Actually, that's kind of what it sounded like. I thought I heard shit. You know, I don't speak Russian, but it sounded like he said shit.